whole thing's going on. Matter of fact, let me throw a monkey wrench your way real quick.
Okay.
For those people who are spiritual and in Christianity, this is going to hurt a little bit. The ring doesn't matter because marriage should be more important. But you know why the ring matters in 2014? Because even somebody like Boaz would not get hollered at. Boaz would be considered an arrogant dude because he owns his own business and he owns his own property and he owns it. Boaz would be older than she is, so he'd be looked down upon. All this type of stuff. So who are we really doing this marriage for? We're doing it for us as a team and for our children and for our legacy. The minute we start focusing on other people, we lost.
True. Exactly. That's. I mean, I think that's the bottom line, I guess, right there.
Yeah. So that's why I said what I said as far as it, you say your girls, but they don't really.
I mean, I say that only because that's true. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, thanks for your call, though, man. We about to get into all into it.
Thank you for calling in.
Hey, tell us where you calling from, bro.
That was Atlanta.
All right, that's what's up, man. ATL, that's what's up. All right, now. Yeah, so I mean, basically, he's saying the same thing. All right, so I definitely agree. I only say that the first part because it's true, and just like what he said, it's gonna be a lot of your homegirls, even some relatives, your mama, for real. And he's not lying. He's not lying. You know, there's some moms out here that been single since they had you. You know that, so it is true. And I think because we know that, especially as men, and I think I say I even go as far as to say this in a in an African American family, I have to say because of the destruction of our family structure, I think we see a lot of single moms. A lot of us were raised by single moms, so you kind of in a situation where you don't even really know what to expect from, I guess, what they would call a classic nuclear family. I guess that's what you call it. Like we so far from the norm at this point, I'm not even sure. But I think because of that, we trying to do the most. So we want to make sure that you are comfortable around your peers, so they can think highly of you because you're doing something that a lot of people never venture off to do. Like a lot of people don't even set out to be married. Like they don't want to be because they've never seen a successful one. So they don't want to do it anyway. So we trying to put you in a position where you can be out and then people can be like, hey, so you married? Like, let me see. What's the first thing they always say?
Let me see a ring.
Exactly. It's the first thing they always say. So how can you tell me that it don't matter?
But a ring don't make a marriage successful.
I didn't say it did, but why is it that that's the first thing? If you go out right now and tell somebody you married, they don't say, "Oh, congratulations." They say, "Let me see the ring." That's the first thing they say.
I don't know.
Like, fellas, back me up, man. ATL, you still in the building, man? Hit me back up. Hey, look, if you're on eblockradio.com or on Ustream, you gotta hit us up 760-283-4647 and hit that number one key, man. Don't be on the phone line scared. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared. But anyway,
but that's just like going back off what you said when they say, "Let me see your ring." I still don't know what my ring looked like.
Really?
I didn't see a ring.
Oh.
So that wasn't the focus.
Right.
So she was married, she was happy, and that's what matters.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, I didn't even think about seeing a ring.
All right. So look, like before we took the last call, I told you I was gonna flip it around a little bit. And what I want to do at this point, I want to take the focus a little bit different. So all right, so we're looking at the size of the ring, right? But I want to know. So let's move aside from the ring. What about the size of the wedding? Does that make a difference? Now I've heard a lot of women say. Now I don't know how true this is. So ladies, y'all out there listening, hit that number one key and back me up, or tell me I'm wrong. It's two left shoes. But I've heard a lot of women say that they would rather have a smaller ring if they could have a larger wedding. Is that something that's true?
Smaller ring?
Yeah, if they said they would rather the man spend more money on the wedding than like if he had to sacrifice the money somewhere, they would rather him sacrifice the money on the ring and spend it on the wedding. Is that true?
I can dig that.
You can?
Yeah, and I only say that because that's something that's. I mean, a ring. If you have a nice ring, when your wedding is a memory that you're gonna always have, right? So
Okay.
if you're gonna have, if it's a big wedding, you're gonna remember that big wedding. So I can kind of feel it a little bit to where sacrifice on a big bling is and put it towards the wedding. I can kind of feel it a little bit.
Kind of feel
I don't know though for sure. As far as with me, I want a big wedding because for one, it's my first
Mm.
marriage. It would be my first marriage, and I want it to be memorable, not just for me, but for all the guests who attended, all my bridesmaids, and whoever I married.
But fellas, if y'all listening right now, I just want y'all to listen to the order of things. All right, so she said she want to make sure it's the best thing for her, the guests, her bridesmaids, and then finally you, whoever it is that she married. Then finally now she want him to be happy. So I'm gonna let you know right now. I've been to a few weddings and I do understand that you could send in a body double if you get married, if you're a groom. I mean, yeah, if you're the groom, you can send in a body double. Nobody cares about you on a wedding day. You could send in Chris Rock with a wig on, like, hey, go be me for today. Because women don't care about the groom in a wedding. Nobody cares. I'm just trying to tell you. Last night, I seen, I seen my man. I seen Ramon twice last night. Nobody cared about the groom. Like nobody even cared.
That's not true.
It is true.
He was mingling
Fellas,
around with the
fellas,
people.
if you on the phone line right now, please hit that number one key and back up your boy. All right, this is he say, she say, not she say, and then she keep talking.
They
right?
they cared. They showed it by showing up.
Like I said, the wedding is for the woman, simple and plain. Exactly. So I could send a body double in. Right? I could basically send a body double in, like, hey, play me for the night, dog. I'm gonna be at the crib watching ESPN.
Really? That's how you feel?
Because nobody's gonna know the difference.
Yeah.
Until it's time to take pictures. You know what? We could skip. We will have to be at the wedding. All right. We can't really play that off. But the reception, we can fly. Yeah, we can fly past the
That's not
reception.
true. It's all. Now, when it comes to planning the wedding, yes, that's when it's more say so with the bride wants.
Right. So you know what? I'm starting to see a trend here. So like, fellas, if you on the phone lines right now, you married, and you probably understand this. I ain't even married yet, but I'm starting to get the gist of things. I think what it is though is that once you're in a relationship, period, not even marriage, once you're in a relationship, then you give up your rights to humanity.
Really?
At this point, the woman dictates everything.
Humanity?
Yes.
Why do you use that word?
Because you don't have no say so and nothing else from this point forward.
That's not true.
Yeah, right. You can't even say that with a straight
That's
face.
not true.
Ladies, y'all already know that.
Now you just exaggerating.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
all right.
you are.
So what you just say? All through the wedding, everything is your decision, right?
It's based on pretty much what the.
Have you ever seen somebody married and a man said, I want to get married here, and it actually happened?
It'd be nice if he come forth with ideals.
But you're not gonna take them, basically.
If it's something that's nice, then it's So I would definitely want your input in it.
Yeah, but that's it, just the input.
Of course.
And the checkbook. Wow. Yeah, so fellas, if you're not married, this is what you're looking forward to, all right? Shout out to all the married people who surviving. Hey, but look, so we want to know, we just flipped it around a little bit. If you just now joining us, though, because I've seen a lot of people just joined in, we're talking about the size matter, all right? So we're trying to see if the size of the ring really is going to dictate the success of the marriage. Now, obviously, I know it won't dictate the success or failure of it, but I think it does put something in the back of a woman's mind if she doesn't receive the ring that she was anticipating. I can say all day that it shouldn't matter, but I think that it does. And all the women can call in and say, oh, it don't matter, and he can give me this as long as we doing this. Okay.
So
but in the back of your head, you thinking like, dude, why he didn't give me the ring we looked at and I want that ring?
Now, that was a conversation that he had with her before. Like, baby, I know you like this ring, but this, our budget or whatever, and this is what I'm able to do for you now, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then that's cool.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you what happened with most of
y'all go ring shopping and you just telling her to pick out a ring, thinking that she's going to get that ring. Yeah, I would have my mind set.
So look, I'm gonna tell you like you told me. When you're doing a wedding, you say, yeah, it's cool. I want your input. So if I take you ring shopping, I want your input.
You can't do that.
How come?
When it comes to that, because that's.
How come?
You can't do that.
Hello?
That's not fun.
Hello?
That's not fair.
Hello?
Hello? No,
calling that home. Hold on, please.
This is not totally different.
Two totally different things. Okay, I'll take that. Hey, but look, if you on eblockradio.com or on Ustream, you gotta give us a call 760-283-4647, man. Hit that number one key, man. Hey, look, we really want to know what's going on. Though. I want to hear from another couple of fellas though, cause I heard from a couple of ladies, and shout out to my man all the way from ATL. You know what I'm saying? We heard from a dude, but I want to hear one more dude, man, just to back me up a little bit, because I know it's true. I don't care what all these women saying. I know it's true. I would, or at least even one of the ladies, man, hit that number one key and keep it 100. You know that you gonna be pissed if my man come in with that little pee wee ring, talking about I love you, baby, let's get married. You, yeah, I want to tell, I want to hear the truth. Some of y'all sitting right next to y'all man or y'all husband right now, so y'all don't want to say nothing. 'Cause you know you got the ring on your finger right now that you didn't want, so you don't want to say
Right.
nothing.
They
It's
probably
cool.
looking down at their hand right now,
It's
like,
cool, right? You had floods on Sunday night. Everybody cracking up. Girl, you just got married, right? Here's my cousin so and so. They looking like, hey, where your ring at? Then you want to? It's in your pocket. Hey, look, if you ever seen this is a throwback, right? I don't know how many of y'all watched the game, all right? The TV show, but this the old game though, back when it was funny. So if y'all know what I'm talking about when Derwin Davis had proposed to his girl. She had this itty bitty ring, right? And they clowned her so bad. And at first when she got it, she was like, you know, it don't matter because baby, you love me and we can take over the world and you know, say all this. But when everybody seen the ring and seen the size of it, she got so embarrassed. And in the back of her head, she was thinking, like, damn, why he didn't give me that ring? So I know that women do it. I just want somebody to
I
really.
mean, like I said, I don't want no little bitty penny ring.
What's
I
a
want a
penny ring?
penny ring,
Oh,
little, yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I want a nice ring.
right.
I don't want no little bitty ring, and I don't expect a real big ring. I want a nice ring.
You don't expect the real big ring.
Now,
All right, so
now I do
fellas,
expect an upgrade though.
man, if y'all on the phone lines, you gotta feel me on this one. I'm gonna say, I want a big ring. Can I get a big ring? Since you don't want one, can I get one?
You definitely can get a nice ring.
Can I get a big ring? I want a big ring. And if you don't give me a big ring, I'm gonna be pissed.
Like I said, and that's where we go back and forth at. I know if you know your mate, then you know what he likes or what she likes,
Mm-hmm.
and what they would be happy with. So I wouldn't want to give you if I don't like it, I'm definitely not about to come with you with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Simple as that.
I guess I can dig that. Hey, but look, I want to ask another question too because we got a little time. We got about 15 minutes left, and I got a whole bunch of callers on the phone that don't want to say nothing. They scared.
Don't be scared.
Everybody sitting next to their man like, I don't want nobody to know that my ring all bold. But look, I want to ask this. Um, is it commonplace because you know back in the day, women didn't you know they wasn't really buying they dude you know a ring.
Ring.
Yeah. So like, is it commonplace for me to expect one at this point or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cause oh yeah, I definitely would buy mine one because it's like you're just like that person if she's your wife, you're her husband.
Okay.
So, and I definitely want one because ring. What's the ring for?
For sure.
And claiming.
Oh, claiming. Oh, that's what. Wow.
No,
No, she's not claiming. Okay. Mind you.
I want the women to know that my man he's married, so I'm gonna get him. Of course, I'm gonna get him a nice ring,
Oh,
and
okay.
and a ring for him to wear.
Mind you, speaking of speaking of her husband, I just want to make sure if you just now joined us that she did push 2 to 3 people out the way at the wedding yesterday to catch the bouquet.
No,
Right,
I did
so
not.
she's serious. She really trying to get her husband out here. So she pushed several people down, mushed the little girl in the back of the head, grabbed the bouquet. From what I understand, the little girl got up with like dirt all on the front of her dress. I'm not sure what happened because it was so many women, you know, crowded around the floor, you know, trying to catch this bouquet. But
nobody trying to get it.
Huh?
Wasn't nobody trying to get it.
Yeah. Oh, except you, right?
No, it just landed right there. I picked it up.
Right, I feel. Actually, look. So if the ring doesn't matter, and you say at this point, I guess there's a consensus that a lot of women agree that they would, you know, take I won't call it the loss, but they'll take the lesser ring for a bigger wedding, you know, with hopes of upgrading the ring at a later point. So at this point, even moving past that, what if you don't get what you want out of either of those? What if the ring leaves something, you know, left to be desired, and the wedding doesn't turn out the way you wanted to? Does that have an effect on a relationship?
Now, what do you mean by wedding? As far as because it's not fancy enough. It's not big
Yeah,
enough.
like
It's
like
not,
you took the lesser ring with anticipation. You know what? He go do a lot better with this wedding. Like he go make it. You know he gonna have the resources to make our wedding this much better. But then you end up like still basically getting married at the courthouse or something. Like for real. Like I mean it's stuff like that happens. So does that? I know it's not a direct effect on relationship, but does it give you
I
something to
would
think about in the
definitely
back of
have
your head?
an issue with it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you will still marry him.
Yeah.
I think that's where the
I don't
problem
know.
is. Because if you got that kind of issue and you're going into a marriage with an issue, it's gonna always be an underlying thing.
But you know what? It all is this, and this is where the communication comes in.
Okay.
If it's no communication, and if he just don't want to do it just because he don't want to do it, or just or y'all communicate and y'all have an understanding. Look, this is what needs. I mean, that's where the communication has to come in at, because if not, I'm gonna have an issue. Like I can't get the ring that I wanted. Now you're trying to back down on a wedding that I
Right.
wanted.
Now we in Ohio.
See, that's not gonna
At
happen.
Tim Hortons.
We just gonna postpone everything.
Right.
Until we get it together.
So then you go postpone it, and then at that point it's just gonna be what you call it common law. So you dude gonna be like, you know what, I'm good. We already together basically, and that's how a lot of stuff happen though, right?
Yeah. For the most part, but to me, I would have to get the step.
You have to get the stepping, get the
on.
stepping with the big dog. All right, look, if you're on ublockradio.com or on Ustream, you know what you gotta do, man. We got about 10 minutes left. 760-283-4647. Hit that number one key. We're going to the phone lines though. I got a 313-680. Oh my God, is that Yogi Lee?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Hey, the topic today. How y'all doing anyway?
We doing good.
How y'all doing?
We good.
All right. The topic today is, does size matter?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out, does the size of the ring matter? Is it going to affect the relationship or hinder the marriage?
Okay. I'm just checking in, so let me see. Let me get my thoughts together. Size of the ring should not matter if you guys love each other.
Everybody's saying that.
I think that I can tell you personally, I really believe that. But I think my ring is really nice.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So you can say that, but you don't have a little ring.
And I got him a really nice one, but we didn't focus on the ring because after the ring and after the wedding and after the honeymoon, you got to look at that. What do you have left? You cannot focus on those minor things. It may not be minor to some, but you cannot focus on that. The main issue is your longevity in your relationship, which is your marriage. That's important. Right. You can have a big ring and you can have a fabulous, humongous wedding, but you may not last, or the marriage may not last long as you would like. Some people, my husband and I know people who have had an extravagant wedding, but after 3 months, they called it quits.
Wow.
Witnesses, we tried to hold them down and say, wait, talk about it. Go to counseling. You haven't even reached your 7-year mark. 3 months, what are you talking about? And lately in church, we're seeing more and more couples our age getting married and just calling it quits, like you go together. Like, okay, I'm upset, I'm mad at him, I quit you. And we try to tell them, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to go together. You can't stop going together.
Right.
It's a commitment thing. So I like to say that I would hope that my people would look past that. It means a lot because it means it's a connection. It's a circle one. You're a unit. You're a union under God. That means a lot. And yes, it represents he's mine, she's mine, but it's so much bigger than that.
Right.
So much, So I hope I'm answering the question.
You are. I totally agree with you.
All right, that's what's up.
But that's a really tough question. I mean, it's an individual preference, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So.
All right. Well,
thanks, guys.
For sure. Thanks for your call, though.
All right, and congratulations on the show. I love it.
So we having a little
Thanks
fun
for
with it.
listening.
Hey, don't forget you can catch Yogi Lee every Monday on E Block News. Every Monday. All right, shout out to Yogi Lee.
That's right. And I
Uh oh.
can take some for you guys too.
All right, we're gonna get something together then.
All right,
Yeah,
Candy.
I'm looking forward to it.
All
I'll
right.
catch you on the flip side.
For sure. Yeah, shout out to Yogi Lee, also the E Block Radio News Consultant. All right, every Monday, 7 until 8 p.m. Don't forget to check me out tomorrow on my show, straight from the E Block Radio. All right, but look, we got another phone caller on the line that wants to say something. But I just want to say one more thing in between time. I hear what y'all saying. Oh, it don't matter. Oh, he loved me. Somebody please call in and keep it real. I hope this caller right here about to keep it real. 313-563. You are on live. He say, she say. Holla at us.
Yes, hi, this is Donita. And I wanted to say congratulations on your all show.
Thank
But
you.
I wanted to give I wanted to give a comment about the wedding, the rings, and just overall a marriage.
Okay.
For one, if you start in a marriage and you're going into a marriage with thinking and depending on the size of the ring, you're going into a marriage wrong.
True.
To me, as a woman and a man who has been dating long enough to get to the point that you ask each other to be in your life for forever, you know what kind of means they're dealing with from the get-go.
Exactly.
So you as a woman or a man who has to buy that person a ring, you know what your mate can and cannot afford. So for you to expect more of them than they can give, I feel that you're asking too much. So whatever they give you, for them knowing you for who you are, knowing your taste and your style, you should be happy with what they give you. And from that point on, start your journey with love. Forget what anybody else is thinking. Keep God first, and the marriage should go on and till the end of time.
Right.
So and two, as a group effort, show each other what you like within that means,
Right.
and you'll know what that person doesn't like and what they do like. And as far as a big wedding, if that's your taste, go for it. If it's not, just do what's you. Forget what everybody else is talking, what everybody else is saying. You do what you and your mate feel is best for you in your life. Whether it's big or it's small, someone always is going to have a comment. You can have a ring the size of Earth. Someone's still going to comment on it.
True.
Exactly, yeah.
So, do I think the size matters? No. You do what's happy for you. And like with anything, whether you're starting with money or you're starting with less, you can always upgrade if that's what you choose to do, or be happy with what you have. Some women don't like gaudy rings.
True.
Some women just like to keep it simple. Some people like over the top. So you have to do what's you.
Right. That's what's
That
up.
is so true.
Yeah, that's the
That's
realest
what's up.
comment all day. Yeah, I feel you.
All right, thanks for calling in, Donita.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye.
She said, okay, bye, like we on the phone. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. All right, hey, so no, definitely I feel what she's saying. I think that was the most heartfelt comment that I heard all
Yeah,
day.
and that's she spoke nothing but the truth. That's what's up.
Definitely, and I think the main issue or the underlying issue here, which I think everybody hit on, is just the idea that marriage is between you and that person. So
Exactly.
outside influence, well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I guess the reality of it is, because we only got a couple minutes left. I think the reality of it is that a lot of relationships, and I'm not even talking about just female male relationships or marriages. I'm just talking about relationships. Period. I mean relationships with your mother, relationships with your siblings. A lot of relationships are ruined because of other people's insight. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about relationships. Period. Like with friends, with family members. A lot of those are ruined or led astray because of outside influences. So I guess with that being said, I guess it is true that as a man, you shouldn't, or we rather, or I guess I'll say I shouldn't be focused on what I believe you may be going through. If I give you something that in your eyes or in your friends or family members' eyes may be, not enough, basically. But you have to keep in mind that because the world we live in, it is something that's in the back of my head. I think it's in the back of every man's head because you always feel like even though this is not really a part of supporting you, this is an effort to please you. So at any point where a man feel like he didn't do the most that he, possible,
But are you
you always.
trying to?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but you say giving an effort. Who are you trying to please though? The woman or her family or both? Or
Both.
friend?
And the
But
only
you
reason I
can't
say
do
that is
that.
because some people their family's blessings is what pleases them. So it kind of go hand in hand when you look at it that way. See what I'm saying?
And so I understand what you're saying from that somewhat, but it boils down to you're just trying to please that person, right?
I guess so. This is a whole nother show. We'll talk about that next time. It's a whole nother show. All right, so look, we only got a couple minutes left. So if you're on eblockradio.com or if you're on Ustream, you got to call in 760-283-4647. Hit that number one key. You only got a couple of minutes. But we're going to do right now, we're going to go do a little back and forth right here. We're the only two in the studio, so of course it's on you. We're going to sum it up and just tell me your summary of today's show. What you think? Does size matter, Miss Coco J?
Size does not matter. I say that because the marriage is not based off on a ring. It's more to it than the ring. I'm not trying to bling bling in front of my girls, in front of my family, none of that. If I'm happy in my marriage and we're happy together in our marriage, that is what matters. I don't care if it, like I said, all women love nice rings. It don't have to be the biggest. It just can be nice and it can be just I know it'd be some thought put into it, and
Right.
he took the time out to pick out my ring. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because once again, long as I'm happy, long as we're happy together,
Mhm.
that is what matters.
That's what's up. And you gonna stick to that. That's your
I'm
story. You sticking
sticking
to
to it.
it. That's what's up. So I guess it's on me now. So yes, I do agree that size should matter. I do have to say though, from a man's point of view, Hood Howard Stern, pardon my east side, please pardon my east side. But I think that every woman will say that it doesn't matter, but in the back of their head, there is some kind of disconcerting factor. Way back in the what did Chris Tucker say, the medulla oblongata? Way back there, all right? You thinking a little bit. My man gave me something subpar. It's gonna always be lurking. That's all I'm saying. So for that reason, I'm gonna always put in the best effort to give you what I think will please you. So like you said, every person is different. So a big humongous rock might not be your thing. But whatever your thing is, I'm gonna make sure that I fit that description so that we don't have an issue later on. Because what happens is later on, you get mad because I didn't let for real, I didn't let the toilet seat down. And then here you go. You can't let the toilet seat down. You don't even know how to give me the right ring I want. Like, really? 7 years later, like I thought you was
If you
cool
ain't
with
no
the ring.
Brady by then, then something ain't right.
All right, so that's our time. No, for real, hey, that's our time for real. I'd like to thank everybody that checked us out on Ustream, everybody that called in, everybody that just checked us out everywhere. Don't forget, we will be back next Sunday at 4 p.m. So after you get out of church and eat all that good food after church, man, hit us up, 760-283-4647. You know what I'm saying? And then don't forget tomorrow to check me out, all right, on the livest cloud show on the planet, straight from the E Block Radio tomorrow at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. All right, so we talk about some real live stuff. We gonna keep all the relationship for Sunday though, for me and Miss Coco J. So on that note, man, I want to thank everybody for checking us out on our debut He Say She Say show. Hope to see y'all back next week. But
And although you may not share my views,
I still want you to share my world. All right, y'all. We holler at y'all next week.